Hi Scorpio, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages with the cards that come out in today's reading for you. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin. Let's find out what cards come out and what messages come through the cards. So the first card we have is the Death card. We have some Scorpio energy with this card. You could be dealing with another Scorpio. And we have the Nine of Swords and the High Priestess in the reverse. So with this High Priestess, we also have some Cancer energy. Could also be dealing with Cancer. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Hangman and it's in the reverse. With the Hangman, we also have some Pisces energy. So you could be dealing with the water sign. But this Hangman showing up over here in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of being able to have things moving from a place of having not much going on, or even being in a space where there could be actually a sense of confusion or a sense of stagnancy being something that you're shifting out of. With this card showing up in the reverse, this feels like more clarity being brought into the situation, and even a readiness to move forward, or even a readiness to be able to communicate something, and also clarity being brought into the situation as a result of kind of things moving from a passive place to a more active space or energy. And do you feel like with this Death card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of something coming to an end? And I do feel like this does feel like actually an end of something that feels like it was not generating any kind of anything viable. I do feel like with this Death card showing up over here, it feels like an energy of moving out of a stagnant place where it may have actually felt very comfortable but also not right. With this Death card showing up over here, do you feel like it feels like a sense of something new coming in, and also new fresh starts or new energy coming into the situation? And also there could be a change also happening. It feels like a transition. And with this Death card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of having a lot of feelings towards a change that is happening or about to happen in this connection from the person who you are dealing with. Feels like also a level of fear when it comes to the unknown. But with this Nine of Swords showing up over here, this energy does feel very stressed. It feels like being very much in your head and even kind of overthinking things. I do feel like with this Nine of Swords showing up over here, it feels like a lot of mental energy. So it does feel like a lot of that anxiety being something that is rooted in a lot of thoughts, a lot of thinking, and also the way in which thoughts are phrased. And I do feel like with this Nine of Swords showing up over here, this energy does feel like also kind of experiencing a level of worrying about things to the extent of having it keeping you up at night. But with this Nine of Swords showing up over here, it is reflective of a lot of care about the situation or about the person. But with this High Priestess showing up in the reverse, it does feel like being able to have communication. And I do feel like a lot of that communication also easing a lot of your concerns and a lot of your stresses. And with this High Priestess showing up in the reverse, it does feel like an energy of transparency in the communication. Somebody being in a space where there's something they can no longer hold in that they are expressing to you. And I do feel like it could be something that is it has gone unknown for a long time, but it does feel like this person actually making that attempt to be transparent with you. And I do get this also pertaining to this Hangman in the reverse. Feels like clarity being brought to the situation, and that also leading to peace of mind and also being able to move forward. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the Five of Pentacles, and we have the Six of Cups, and we have the Ace of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Five of Swords in the reverse. So this Five of Swords showing up in the reverse, this does feel like a very apologetic energy. Do you feel like someone being in a space where they feel very remorseful, either about something that has happened in the past or something that is currently on their mind. I do feel like with this Five of Swords in the reverse, this could also be someone being ready and prepared to offer you an apology. Do you feel like with this Five of Pentacles though, this does feel like an energy of also a change. Some kind of a change is happening. I do feel like a change also in perspective and in the way somebody is seeing things or seeing something that has happened in the past. But with this Five of Pentacles showing up over here, this does feel like this person also having a lot of, I do feel like there are a lot of fears surrounding things like experiencing the loss of this connection or abandonment within this connection. With this Five of Pentacles showing up over here, this energy does feel like a sense of being isolated, and that being something that is actually triggering this person. I do get that also with this Five of Pentacles showing up over here. So it also have to do with this person's resources also being something that they are feeling is being something that's leading to them feeling like they are isolated or in a space where they are unable to get the help they need. I do get that with the Six of Cups showing up over here though. This does feel like an energy of, this feels like past energy. It does feel like having a connection where there is a lot of history here, where there could be a lot of something about this connection is feels very sentimental to you. And I do feel like with the Six of Cups showing up over here, this does feel like also being able to see this person through a lens where there is an added layer of meaning towards this person based upon past experiences or past associations. And the Six of Cups showing up over here also feels like being in space of really romanticizing this connection or the past. And I do feel like with the Six of Cups showing up over here, this energy feels nostalgic. But with the Ace of Wands showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of a new beginning that's happening. Feels like a new start or a new chapter. I do feel like with this Ace of Wands showing up over here, it does feel like a strong spark in a new beginning. It does feel like a very, it does feel very potent as far as the start of things. I do get that with this Ace of Wands showing up over here. It also feels like an energy of attraction. So there could also be a lot of something very attractive as far as a new beginning that is offered to you. So I am going to clarify these cards. We have the past life relationship card and make the effort. And we have keep an open mind. So this past life relationship card showing up over here, this does feel like an intense energy, but it does also feel like it's pertaining to this death card. It does feel like a new beginning that is happening as far as things changing. And I do feel like with this past life relationship card showing up over here, this does also feel like a connection that is tied to the past. It does feel like having a lot of history or even being in a space where there is a sense of letting go of the way things are, or being in a space where things are changing. I do feel like there's a sense of letting go, and that may be something that someone may feel resistant towards, especially with this Five of Pentacles and the Death card showing up over here. Do you feel like there's a lot of familiarity within your connection and even comfortable energy within this connection? It does feel like having a connection that even feels like you're karmically connected to this person. Do you feel like there is a strong connection that has that level of depth between the two of you? And I do feel like it is to do with this past life relationship energy as well. But this make the effort card showing up over here, it does feel like a desire for someone to be able to make the effort, so to show you some kind of an effort. Do you feel like with this make the effort card showing up over here, and yet this also pertains to Five of Swords, it does feel like an energy of someone who is making an effort when it comes to reaching out to you, offering you an apology, but also feel like in practical ways, this person being in a space where you may be wanting them to make the effort. And I also get that with the Five of Pentacles showing up over here. It's almost like this person also wanting you to make the effort. So it does feel like a little bit of a showdown when it comes to this energy of expectation of effort in a very specific way, in a very particular way, when it comes to wanting to be shown effort in this connection. But with this make the effort card showing up over here, it does feel like the effort being something that is being taken more seriously. And even with the Hangman showing up in the reverse, it does feel like an energy of being more so active as opposed to passive, which could have been something that was a part of the past and the past way of behaving in this connection. But with this keep an open mind card showing up over here, I do feel like there's a new beginning about to happen, or there is a new chapter that you're entering into. And it does feel like with this death card showing up over here, there may be some resistance at first towards a change, but I do feel like with this keep an open mind card showing up over here, it does feel like where you're going being better than where you're coming from. So I do feel like with this keep an open mind card showing up over here, it does also feel very assuring when it comes to a new start. And I do feel like with this keep an open mind card showing up over here, it does feel like something you could not plan for, or something that you may even not expect, but it does feel like being able to experience a pleasant surprise in a new beginning that is happening. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Scorpio, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Scorpio.